Alright guys, here we are. We're going to be talking about Kamisato Ayato as he tries to talk over me, but I'm just not going to have it, Ayato. So, in this video, we're going to be covering our homeboy here. And we're going to have a little bit to talk about. Because Ayato is one of those characters that has a very similar role to Child, aka Tartag. I don't have a team with him set up right now, but it's very similar. You press the skill, you get a stance change. He does some stuff that has to do with hydro application, doing hydro damage, and then they both have different alts. Tartag's alt is very as much a kind of like hit it, do big damage, you're done. Whereas Ayato's burst is more like Ganyu's, where you pop it, you create a domain that's doing damage over time. Very similar. So it's a little bit of a mixture of Ayato's literally a mixture between Tartag and Ganyu. Tartag being the skill, Ganyu being the alt. But the thing is that even though it's a mixture of both, you can literally do either. But I will say he kind of leans more toward one side. That one side being more like Tartag, where main damage dealer, kind of swap in, do burst damage, swap out. But he is able to stay on the field for a lengthy amount of time due to his skill. So here has been mostly the team I've been using, but I have other recommendations that would work. Let me hop over to the boss right over here, and you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. And pretty much already set up. Let's just swap in here, whatever you want to say. Bam.
Stabilize.
There is no escape. Everybody stand back.
Kamisato Ayato. Suiyu.
Bam, 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 bam. Wait for him to come back. Bam, 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 bam. Okay.
This is order.
Alright, here we go.
Going in.
The depth beckon. Be still.
Okay, alright. Did you get what I'm saying? Very much main damage dealer potential. And so, with that little showcase being thrown right at you, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So, Ayato, what are we looking at here? So far, I've been using Black Sword. I don't want to go for his signature sword, mostly because even though I just don't want to go for it, but also because there are suitable replacements. And you could say I just don't want to spend the money, and you'd be 100% right. I don't want to spend the money for that sword. Not at all. There's some swords that kind of get me, like Mistsplitter, but not his sword, because there's an easy substitute, that being the Black Sword. And I'll explain why. So, like I said, he does the stance change just like Tartag. Press the R2, and then you go into the stance where you're doing hydro damage. And he buffs his damage based on enemies that were hit by the explosion of the water clone, and also after hits. So he's already buffing himself based on his first passive. After using the skill, Kamisato Ayato will gain 2 net Namisen stacks. When the water illusion explodes, Ayato will gain a Namisen effect equal to the maximum number of stacks possible. The reason is, what happens here is when he gains this Namisen stacks, it increases the damage dealt by each water attack each water slash based on Ayato's max HP. But you don't want to look at HP because that's just kind of an added little sprinkle on top of his abilities. And so each one of those water slashes is considered a normal attack. So let's get back into the Black Sword. This increases, I have rank 3, so keep that in mind. This increases his normal and charge attacks, we're looking at normal here, by 30%, and additionally gains 80% of his attack as HP for each crit hit. So, added bonus, he's healing himself, he's getting a normal attack buff, crit rate buff, which is exactly what his signature sword does. And so you can see we're just heavily leaning into the stance change. And then let's just talk about the ult. The ult's pretty good too. Like I said, it's a Ganyu style ult. So what's going on here? He pops the ult. We're doing hydro damage over time. But what's neat here is that we're also buffing the normal attack damage by 18%. So we're also buffing ourselves. So the trick here is pop ult, then pop skill,
Cascade.
normal attacks. We're doing quite a bit of damage. It's pretty nuts. So let's look at Echoes of an Offering. This is the artifact set that I've been using, but I have used Heart of Death. In my opinion, there are 3 artifact sets that you could definitely look at. First set in mind is the Gladiator set. If I had to rank them, Gladiator set would be number 3. Attack, you're getting an 18% attack buff, and with the 4-piece, you're getting your normal damage buffed by 35% since he uses a sword. So really good. That'd come in at number 3. Number 2 for me, and I've used this set on him, would be, where is it at? Come on, we can find this. Where's Tartak? There's Tartak. Heart of Death. Hydro damage, it's pretty straightforward. Hydro damage buffed by 15%. We're doing hydro damage, so why not? And then after using an elemental skill, his normal and charge attacks are buffed by 30% for 15 seconds. Again, flat buff to what we're looking at. Good set. Now, the set that I have been using now is Echoes of an Offering. 2-piece set, we're buffing attack. Alright, that's cool. But basically, when a normal attack hits, there's a 36% chance that he'll activate an effect called Valley Right, which basically increases the normal attack damage by 70% of the attack. So we're buffing already buffing our attacks now by 70%, which will go away after 0.5 seconds. So we'll have a second. And then this effect will be okay. So basically, if we don't activate Valley Right, the odds of triggering Valley Right the next attack will increase. So since Ayato attacks so fast, we're going to be popping Valley Right just about every 2 to 3 hits, if the odds are in our favor, if we get lucky. But based on statistics, every 2 to 3 hits, we should be popping Valley Right. So let's go take another. All right, so here we are now. So the bosses that I just went to, I went to the boss that gives the material for Hu Tao and Zhao, but he did not want to be the element that I wanted him to be. And then I went to Azdaha, but his bottom half is Hydro, so he is resistant to Hydro. So we're going to go to a different boss to test Ayato, because everything wants to be immune to Hydro today.
Cowardice?
Alright, here we go.
Stabilize.
And step. Let's light it up.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
And leap.
Ow.
Solidify.
Detestable. Let's light it up. And leap. Into the
Solidify.
frozen void.
Cascade.
Oh man,
The Tsaritsa's benevolence has no place for
this is turning out pretty nice.
Rock. Stabilize.
Break a leg. Everybody stand.
Adepts back. This is order.
What? Oh, she moved.
Solidify.
Observe. Yeah.
Oh man, that's nice. Okay, this is what happens when you use Bennett as your main healer.
I see your power.
Going in.
Mind the deluge.
Not every wound will heal.
Oh yeah, you bitch.
Come, put up a fight.
Cascade.
I never asked for redemption.
So another team comp that also works pretty well is doing a vaporized comp of Ayato, using Bennett as damage buff and healer, Shangling as the one applying pyro, and then Yunjin as another damage buff, and Ayato just taking advantage of every bit of that. So let me just show it up.
What's one more?
Observe.
Here we go. This.
Strike is one. Teamwork is dreamwork. Out of the frying pan, into the fire. Hey.
Adepts back. Cascade.
Oh yes! Get back over here, you bastard.
This is getting interesting.
That was nuts.
Spice.
Let's light it up. Nice and spicy.
Fucking nuts. This is, I think, nighttime. Yeah, he should be getting a damage buff at night, or a health buff at nighttime.
Let's light it up. Now I'm ready. Everybody stand. Break a leg. Eat this.
Oh man, that was nuts. Nuts. Fucking nuts. I was hitting some nutty ass numbers there, bro. Nutty. Fucking insane. I want to see this team against this bastard, even though we don't have a good, or should be actually. But it shouldn't matter.
Your grand finale. I'm going in. You're toast.
Kamisato Ayato. Suiyu.
Out of the frying pan.
Be still.
Booba, get them. Let's light it up. And leap.
Oh, bro.
Teamwork is strike is one. Eat this.
Adepts back. Be still.
Did you see that huge chunk just fucking leave his... Oh my god, that was great. Oh my god, that was great. Okay. We'll do another thing. We'll do another thing. Balance it all. You have no burst.
Fight! And leap! Nova, get them! Let's light it up!
There we go.
And step!
Alright, here we go.
Break a leg! Everybody stand back! Out the frying pan, into the fire! You're toast!
Mind the deluge.
Teamwork is dreamwork! And leap!
Yes!
Nova, get them!
Alright. Not bad. Alright, so I have thoughts about Ayato. So after those bits of gameplay and showing us some of those team comps, I do have thoughts about Ayato. So let's try to keep it brief. Ayato is really strong, really powerful. But he does have some drawbacks. And one, he has one real key drawback, and that is when he's popping his skill, he is completely stationary. And yeah, you can move in between where you want to stand when you're popping the skill, but when you are attacking, in order to keep that sustained damage, to maximize that sustained damage, you have to stay still. And so, and you've seen some of my gameplay, because I'm standing still, I am wide open. And if I don't have a shield character, like characters like Zhongli is definitely the most notable one, since he's the most powerful shield character. If you're gonna put yourself in that situation, a shield character will be pretty helpful. I'm thinking of characters like Diona, maybe in a freeze comp. Zhongli, just because his shield is so powerful. Even Toma, maybe if you want to use, take advantage of Toma's fire burst that he creates when when you're attacking. But if you want to forsake the shield for pure damage, like in this team comp that I got up right now, you will hit some nasty ass damage that you've seen me pull off with this team comp in the couple examples that I showed. But Ayato overall, besides that one drawback, is really powerful. I'm thinking of swords like if you put on the black sword, his signature sword, the Heron or whatever it's called, Jade Cutter would be really good. The Ananoma Kaguchi sword is a really good sword. It even helps him get his ult back faster. Kagachi, I think that's actually how it's pronounced. Swords like that would be good. And then, like I said earlier about artifacts, Gladiator set would be a good set. Heart of Death's a good set, and the new Echo set, really good. Ayato overall, I'm absolutely impressed. I would recommend him if you were considering on wishing for him. I have nothing else left to say. I mean, great character. Team comps, there's quite a few. Like I've showed a handful. Electrocharge is a good one. Like with Raiden Shogun Official, Vaporize with Shangling and Bennett. Yunjin pairs really nice with him since she buffs normal attacks. I mean, overall, he's able to work well with quite a few characters. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.